Okay, so everyone who's on the call, we've got Andre Blake here for a few questions. If you can raise your virtual hand, I can then unmute you and we'll get straight to questions. Let's do David Malandra.
Hey, Andre, two quick questions for you. One, what can you take away from the first match against LAFC? And secondly, how long did it take for you guys to get over the loss in the MLS final, since it'll be your first time playing in the stadium in LA since the final?
There's a lot to take away from the first game. They're a really good team. They've been pretty much crushing everybody all season. They came into our building, they show us a little bit of respect, which kind of goes to show that, we're also a good team. So, looking forward to a really good game tomorrow. And yeah, what happened last year, it's in the past, but I don't think it's something that you're gonna forget, and for us, the way it ended, it's always gonna be in our minds. And yeah, we just use it as motivation.
Okay, we'll do Jonathan Tannenwald.
Thanks. Hi, Andre. If Jose can't go tomorrow night, what do you think changes?
A lot, to be honest. Jose is a really big part of what we do. And, if he can't go, we're definitely going to miss him. But as Jim always says, the next man have to step up. And that's what makes a good team, a really good team. You've been missing players that can step right in and almost fill that gap. Obviously, missing him would be big, but it is what it is. And if we have to go without him, we can't use that as an excuse. And next guy just have to step up and do what we have to do to survive and advance.
Thanks, Jonathan. Any other questions for Andre? Let's do Matthew DeGeorge.
Hey, Andre. I wonder how you guys process the emotions of leg one, getting the goal that you wanted, and then it turns into a draw, and you're now in a position where if you do what you guys have done in the past in LA with a 2-2 or a 3-3, you can advance. How do you kind of process all of that emotionally heading into this second leg?
Yeah, I mean, when the game was back in our home, the big thing was to not concede, and then to score really late and then have them concede. It was like emotionally was very draining. We kind of take a step back and really process things and realize that, all right, obviously it would have been good not to concede. But to come here, where the games are always crazy, 3-3, 3-3, 2-2. I mean, any of those results would see us through. So even though, it was really tough to concede, I think we still have a really good chance. We are in their home now where they can't score against us again. That's done. And if we score two here, all of a sudden they're in trouble. So I think even though if this game ends 0-0, they go through, I think all the pressure is still on them because we're always close to scoring a goal. If we score a goal or two, then all of a sudden it's a different game. So should be an interesting one.
Okay, and Andre's got to run to practice. Let's do one last one to David Malandra.
Hey, Andre, have you had a chance to look back at the first leg, especially the goal that LA tied it up on? Was there anything you could have done differently looking back at it?
The goal goes in, there's always something that I can do differently, and I'm one of those goalkeepers that never wants to get scored on. So if you're asking if I think I could have saved it, maybe. Did I? No. You just have to move on. You live and you learn. And as a team, we go again.
Thanks. Hi, Jim. Jonathan Tannenwald of the Philadelphia Inquirer. How is Jose Andres Martinez?
Jose is recovering. If you remember in the game, the long forward run that he made, he kind of tweaked his hamstring there. So Unfortunately, he's not with us on the trip. He's working hard back at home to rehab and get better.
So he's out.
He's out.
Okay.
Unless he flies in later tonight.
Okay, let's go to Joe Tansey.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Hi, Joe.
So with that, how do you've tried, Leon's gone there, Jack's gone there in a pinch as well in the 6. How do you kind of evaluate who's the best person to play in that spot, or best people in that spot, given the matchup with LAFC?
Yeah, look, we have a plan in place. I think when you look at the first leg and you take the way we performed in the context of the opponent, the fact that if you look at what they've done to teams in Champions League, I think 5-0, 5-0 in their first 2 opponents that they ran up against. If you look at what they've done to teams in MLS, I think it speaks for itself. So I think what we did at home was impressive. I thought we played very well. Obviously, we know we have a deep squad. We'll have to adjust now. When a great player like Jose misses minutes, it hurts, and we're not at our best. But I know that we have an ample roster to have guys step in and do a job.
Okay, thanks for that. Let's do Dylan Butler.
Hey Jim, you got me. These games between you two, more of them have been played obviously in LA, and you've gotten multiple goals on multiple occasions. How big is the belief that that's something you guys can do in this second leg?
Yeah, again, LAFC has been the best team in our league. I think that's clear. My group is great because we know when we're a favorite, we know when we're an underdog, and regardless of that, we go into games with no fear, and we feel we can beat anybody. So I think we've taken that approach in the past. The fact is that we have to score in this game tomorrow, in this 90 minutes. So knowing that going into the game, we obviously have to be sound defensively, but we know we need to score a goal. And it will be a unique game with, I'm sure, emotional ebbs and flows, and I'm sure they'll come at us for stretches. We'll come at them for stretches as well. And it's a unique one because, again, at 2-1 for them, if we score, if we get to 2-1 for us, they have to score 3 goals. So there's a lot of uniqueness that comes into the game. There'll be a lot of tactical changes and tweaks throughout the 90 minutes. And again, it's 2 really good teams that bring out the best in each other. Again, there's 4 teams left on this continent, and then I think it's 4 of the best ones over the past year soccer. So it's going to be a tough game. We know that. We know we can score goals as a team. We know we defend well, but we're going to have to be almost perfect to get a result against a great LAFC team.
Okay, thanks. Let's do 2 last questions before Coach can get out to training here. Let's do Matthew DeGeorge.
Hey Jim, without Jose, he's obviously one of the more emotional players on the field in terms of getting your guys' intensity right. I wonder how you think you guys are going to cope without that part of it.
Yeah, look, Jose has a unique skill set in that whether he's going up against Insigne, Bernardeschi, Vela, Mwanga, the top elite players in the league, when he goes into tackles, he comes out with the ball. So his ball winning is world class. And again, he's a big part of our success. But at the same time, we are a team. We win as a team, and we lose as a team. We know this is a big opportunity for another guy to step up, and throughout our history, we've had guys step up in big ways. We have a lot of different things we can go to, a lot of flexibility we can have in our group because we have such a strong squad. So we'll put a team out there that can still execute within our principles and then try and get a result against a strong opponent. But certainly, it's no secret. Just like if Carlos Vela or Boango is injured, it would hurt them as well. So it hurts, but at the same time, it's 11 guys out there. It's not about just one guy.
Okay, thank you. Last question, David Malandra.
Hey, Jim, two-part question. One, are there any other injury updates that we should be aware of? And secondly, does it give more motivation knowing that you were in this building last year in the final, knowing that you could have finished them off to win the title?
The first part, everybody else is ready to go, fully healthy. And then, yeah, obviously, you know, there's a history between the two teams. I think that, like I said before, we bring the best out of each other, and it's two heavyweights with maybe different styles and different approaches. But that's what makes this game special. That's what makes it great. To meet in the Champions League in a semifinal with an opportunity to go to another final for both teams is special. But again, there's a mutual respect for each other, a lot of familiar faces and friends on the other side. But once the 90 minutes starts, I think it'll be a great exercise for the Champions League, a great exercise and game for our league. And like I said, I expect another incredible match between LAFC and the Philadelphia Union.